Oh wait, why does the color look all off? I guess the camera's actually not that bad, but my colors look way off. Can you guys hear me? I'm gonna have to fix that. Uh, that's even worse. I guess I gotta go to 47. There we go. Yeah, the color was like all off, man. That was so bad. Um, it might be a bit much. I might need to dial that back a little bit. I guess 4500. Looks kind of okay. Looks kind of like realistic there. What up, y'all? I know I know it's been a minute to hit the apply button. I think this looks good right here. There we go. Um, Also my webcam was kind of high, but I think I'm gonna leave it like that. I don't think I really mind it being where it's at, or do I? Blame, what's up, man? Arsenal, what's happening? What with this? I don't even know if I even deserve that sub, man. I haven't really been on. Um, the streamer climate. I want to say client, but the streamer climate has been real interesting. I've been kind of sick for the most part. Um, I think I remember that when I streamed, was it last Tuesday? Felt like forever ago. I was dealing with some stomach issues, and it kind of lingered all the way until like maybe a couple of days ago. But I don't like it was definitely more than just food poisoning. Um, but when I went to the doctor a second time, I just ended up telling them to just throw everything in like the kitchen sink at me, like give me antibiotics, probiotics, whatever otics you can you can you can give me, prescribe me or whatever. And so for the past 3 days, that's actually done pretty well so far. So I've been able to have a somewhat of a functional life so far. So so here I am, I guess. We can have later, kind of at the streaming, but yeah, the streaming climate has been kind of rough for action RPG streamers in general. Like when I sometimes come on Twitch and look at others stream, I'm just like, man, this has been kind of looking kind of rough for everybody right now. Not surprising though, not surprising, I guess. But I have not played since the last time I streamed, so like, how do I do this thing? How do I how do I make the thing happen? Machine, what's up, man? Any any basketball news? Yeah, I was getting over some stomach issues. I think I'm okay now, but past week and a half has been rough trying to figure out what was going on. I was like hoping it wasn't like ulcers or colon cancer or something like that, which would be really bad. But it felt like I don't say I felt like I was dying every day, but it definitely felt like I couldn't like do normal life stuff. You don't think so? But NFL soon, yeah. Yeah, what was the last news I think it was that we talked about? I think it was like a week and a half ago. Was what Dame back to Portland? I think was like the last time we said anything. But also, is my mic okay? Is it kind of hot right now? Like loud hot, or is it kind of like pretty decent volume? My mic kind of got messed up. I still haven't transmog. Yo, this is. If maybe I just won't this season. Maybe I'm just not gonna worry about it. That sounds good to you? I remember I think my last stream, something got messed up with my settings in the mic, and it was like really loud, like obnoxiously like loud. Okay, all right. Let's see, mercenaries. Let's go to Den actually. We need to change the mercenary anyway, so I can level up the last one. Kind of forgot about forgot about the other one. And there really isn't much news, like anything news related to action RPGs, other than what Lassie Park got bought out by, I forgot the name of the studio, something like that, or not bought, I guess acquired by another studio. So there's been some concern there, rightfully so. Hopefully ESG can kind of continue doing what they normally do. But of course there's, you know, no guarantees, but yeah, I don't know how to play this game anymore. Hold on. So I need an elixir. Supposed to be looking for what? Legions now? Yeah, legions, right? Alright, what we got? Oh, it's a legion in, okay. But where? Where's it at? Where is it at? Where is it at? I can't map. Someone helps. Oh, there it is. There it is. All right, here we go. Hi, Bram. What's going on, man? What is going on? Run. Go. Oh yeah, okay, this is how I do the thing. Am I new to Diablo? Yeah. Brand new actually. But I got some connections. So they kind of gave me this account. You know, mostly geared out so I can push buttons and look like I know what I'm doing on stream. You know, perks of being a Diablo partner. Like, hey, we want you to make us look good. But I guess, what do I want to do? Other than like, I guess maybe try to min-max a little bit, but I kind of want to test some combo point stuff. Like I know they're bad, but kind of want to have a, you know, some actual footage of it being bad and say, hey, look, I tried. The feedback. Is it gonna spawn? There you go. How often does Legion spawn, by the way? Does anybody remember? Like, they spawn every X amount of minutes or whatever, hours-ish. It's a good rogue build for hardcore. Well, you can't go wrong with Death Trap. Death Trap, Pin Shot, probably the two I'd probably recommend for hardcore. Rain of Arrows is actually pretty decent for hardcore, because you have to stay back, or you want to stay back, and it has a lot of crowd control as well. And it hits everything. Wait, did I pick up the chest already? Recall? Oh yeah, okay, I did. All right. Yeah, okay. I got the stuffs. I did. Okay. All right. New season. All right, so that was Legion. I guess we'll go do some whispers. I'm gonna kill this boss real quick. Legions are every 10 minutes. Okay. So actually not, I probably not. I'm not allowed to actually talk about that, so never mind. But the fact that Legions now are the spot for, Forgotten Souls or whatever should really kind of, get us to provide feedback on like Legions themselves. Like, do people actually enjoy doing the Legions themselves, or is it just one of those things where it's like, okay, now we have a reason to do Legions because of the the mat stuff, right? So because to my knowledge, like outside of the Nahantu, like legions have gotten no sort of like actual love in terms of gameplay. Like they're practically identical to what they've been for like over a year and some change. Other than the Nahantu legions, which are actually like kind of cool. Okay, so we go Whisper. Let's do Chaos. That's actually not a awful amulet, but alright. So any other whispers I can get real quick? We can get this one. Okay, yeah, there it is. Come on, where is he? I guess I can go ahead and do this here as well while I'm here. I guess maybe this one too. What is that? This one has a time limit, boo. Or time. Funny how Rainy Rails kind of turns out being identical to Death Trap in terms of like uh, the movement, I guess. I guess it has more of a delay, but the concept is pretty similar. Still got one of these. Why does that event take just as long as turning in the thing? I'm sure obviously turning in the whatchamacallit would be harder if there were actually people in PvP to actually PvP. But but literally this is shorter and it's like 3 whispers. And the enemies you're fighting that isn't actual people are like literal pushovers. It's so weird how that works. Diablo, the answer is Diablo. Okay, that's fair. Yo, it's Pig. What up, Pig? Let's see. Let's see if we got anything. Oh, we got Chaos as legendary. We get anything cool? Actually, I'll take a pair of pants. Actually, don't even know what Nightmare Dungeon that is. Or should I actually care? I guess is also another thing. Huh? Let's see. Okay, so no legions. Trying to think of what I want to do. Heroic materials. I forgot, what is heroic materials? Is that? I don't remember. I'm trying to go find out. I'm just here to ask from the last time you sat down at a drum kit what was. You know what's funny? I thought about investing in the electric drum kit at some point in the near future, I guess. Trying to figure out where I would put it, and then also be able to, like, you know, stream jam sessions or whatever. But when I don't really like want to like game, I guess. And maybe it's still long enough to play. So I don't know if you were here for this, Pig, but when I got my wisdom teeth pulled and then an additional molar pulled right next to one of the wisdom teeth because it was causing that issue, my surgical pain area or whatever like that kind of, it didn't go away completely, but it's a lot less annoying. So there's some sort of like interesting thought that like, because I mean generally there are no really there are really no nerves that are connected to your mouth to that particular region down there, but there is evidence of like nerves being connected to your pelvis from that also involves your teeth. So maybe there was a connection to another connection there. I don't know. But it's been better ever since I've gotten those particular teeth distracted. So I think I probably could play drum set now. I think I can withstand it. I put it that way. Probably the best way to put it. So basically, you're glitching less. I mean, you can also put it that way. The name of it there. Speaking of, is there really any reason to actually like finish these dungeons? Instead of running 30 plus miles a week to fix your pelvic floor issues, which I just had to pull teeth pull instead. I'm really not kidding though. Like I thought maybe it was just my brain was just kind of getting, was kind of like, you know what? I now have something else to focus on in terms of pain is concerned, because I did get an infection. So like it was not a great healing process being 40 and trying to heal from that kind of, or trying to recover from that kind of pain. But the infection also didn't help either. But yeah, I thought maybe it was just my mind was just focusing on different kind of pain, which is why I didn't feel it down there. But yeah, like nah, it was real, man. It was. So, I mean, I'm not saying it's like no longer there, period. But it's just not as, it's definitely not as potent, I guess is probably the best way to put it. Is this build playable without the runes? Yeah. Yeah. The runes just give it like a little more damage, but it doesn't like enable the build at all. It's just bigger number. But what do you mean by like bigger number? We're talking about like what? Runes are about 4 pit tiers more of damage, roughly. So hardly a necessity. Yeah, but I am kind of surprised how well Renovails actually performs in this climate. Phenomenal. Yeah, I think he just likes to run though. I don't think it's just for that. I think he just likes running, and it's good for you too. So I mean, I guess comes with the benefit of also. It comes with other health benefits that are. I mean, honestly, I really should be running too, to be honest. Instead of because of the energy spending for preparation to reset the random barrels. No, it's not. It's not the rune. It's the beast fall boots. So you have to use the beast fall boost for barrage to spend all the energy. So it's not the rune that does it. Like you can't cycle random barrels without beast fall boost and barrage. So you can't just spam random barrels like you can death trap, unfortunately. So what all Cax does is basically just allows you to what I say, it's just more damage. That's all it is. But you can do it without cycling. See, I can prove it to you. Was it Pogzan? Okay, well I can't change the weapon out right now. Yeah, when I get another weapon, I'll just show you. Actually, you know what I can do? Let's do. Was it Cax? Yeah. Do I have a spare Cax? Quax Cax. I do. All right, so good. So yeah, so let's throw Mott here, right? So now I have Zan Mott, and I can still do this. See? Don't even have Cax to rune. Yeah. I think it ruins like your number 4 wide receiver in your NFL team. Okay, yeah, fair. That's actually not a bad way of looking at it. Unless you were the number 4 receiver on your NFL team, then yeah. I think I probably do need a pair of beasts at some point. Switched over a pack a day for 25 years, and I had an OD. It's a direct realize I'm left in the corner for a month, so I mostly run so much now just to show off. I guess I could be doing crown instead of whatchamacallit. But I don't think it really matters. Twisted with the sub, appreciate you, man. 2 years. Also pays up with the follow. Pays out? Pays out? Is that what I said? Pays up? Pays out? To run out of range. Oh, decoy with the sub too. What up, man? What up, man? When is the patch drop, man? When is the Hearts patch drop, man? I need those Lily buffs, man. It may not seem like much, man, but that's a pretty massive buff to her Q, man. Like, especially if you take that 10% at level 4, man. Like that's pretty big. I mean, people will still hate me for taking her anyway, but point being is that I'd probably out heal almost any other healer at that point easily. I usually do anyways, but like it takes like going into the end game to do it. Like I have to like the game has to kind of go on for like 20-25 minutes or like that before I can out heal other healers, because the early mid game is like pretty poor and pathetic. We're saying PTR Lily is strongest early game healer. Yeah, well she's pretty anemic early game right now. Now late game she scales, she does really well, but early game is always kind of a But yeah, that Q buff, man. Yeah, I can't wait, man. Yeah, I'm literally have been like refreshing every day just to kind of see when the patch will come out. Every day. Your new level 1 heals the same as a level 8 and 9. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. Oh, it's already started. I'm not gonna make it. What's the best build currently for the rogue? Depends on the content you're playing. Honestly, if you're pit pushing, it's gonna be poison TB rogue. If you're doing anything else like speed farming, DT is the fastest. Renderville is actually kind of close in the speed category. Pin shot rogue is also really close in that category. You have a lot more options outside of pit pushing. But if pit pushing is like the thing you want to do, then you pretty much have one option. That is if you're trying to go for the highest clears on pit. Yeah, you said hopefully Tuesday. Yeah, I got Bandcamp coming up right now, so I'm gonna be really busy in the next couple of weeks. So I was kind of hoping to see it like drop like last week or whatever, while I was like still sick and I couldn't do much of anything. The Alarak interior reworks are big. I was always terrible with Alarak. I do like Tyrio though. This one time Bandcamp, yep. I was waiting for that. There's always one. There's always one. I got some good kids this year. Very young group of kids, but they're very they're really bought into it. So it's kind of like I think it's gonna be a good year. I even have like a rising 8th grader in the high school drum line, which I've never done before. I've never had an 8th grader actually make it. A rising 7th grader, sorry, a rising 8th grader make a high school line without having a drum line at that school. I'll put it that way, because that's important to make mention of. Like even the kid came to me this week for percussion camp, and he was like, "Hey, can I go ahead and get fitted for my carrier, so I can go ahead and wear my drum in percussion camp?" I'm like, "Do you want to wear your drum right now? Like, trust me, you're gonna be in the next 2 weeks. You're gonna have 12-hour days of being in the sun, learning drill and all that stuff like that, and you be wearing your drum the majority of that. You sure you want to wear it now? Like." Like, enjoy the drum being on a stand while you can, because you might feel differently later. And he's like, nah. I just want to go ahead and get the feel of it. I'm like, bro, like, all right. Nah, but he's adamant, man. He wants to go for it, and I love it. It kind of makes the other high schoolers look bad, because like he's like taking the charge, and he's still in freaking middle school. So it's just like, so now they go like, oh man, we can't let this middle schooler like outdo us, man. I love it though. What else is there for me to do? Are you the same guy that made Marauder in D3? Now, when you say made Marauder in D3, can you give me more details? I mean, I didn't design the Marauder set by any means, but I am the same Darkside that did do like the rank 1 world stuff on Demon Hunter. So I did play the Marauder set at times, yes. If that's what you're referring to, I don't know. Speaking of which, I was playing some HOTS or whatever, decoy, and I think somebody recognized my name and was like, "Yo, are you the same outside from D3?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh, cool." And I was just like, "Yeah." I was just like, "Yeah." Kind of want to do crown. Oof, my movement speed just dropped significantly. Gold, gem, equipment, gold, wisdom, strong. How much do I get from salvaging these escalations? Actually, are the escalations even worth like doing them completely? Like it's literally been a while since I played. I don't remember like half of what I'm doing here. Sorry, it's the first thing that pops in my head when I hear as soon as I hear break. I know that's everybody's go-to, which is why I'm like, because why I go ahead and call it out, because it's like, yep, I'm waiting for it. Especially when the movie like first came out, like literally that was like all I heard. New mod, who this? Peach, what's going on, man? I heard you did your one-on-one the other day. Congrats. Yeah, I'm finally somewhat back after being sick basically. I thought I was over the whole stomach thing like last Tuesday, the last of my stream. I thought I was fine then, but apparently not. And I had like a whole week and a half of like trying to figure out what was going on with my body. So Azure TV clear 104. Oh, okay. Is anybody doing anything with pin shots still, or have people just kind of like let that go? No, but you did the 1-on-1, right? I know you didn't do the TV. Specifically because you know you do flurry. Unless you had time to like farm enough for the TV. I guess honestly, it really isn't that big of a difference between any of the Azure stuff. It's not that big of a difference. I'm actually quite impressed with how well Renovails kind of plays in the general sense. More so because I got that attack speed now, I guess, so it kind of makes it very, you know, with that whatchamacallit being in cap 2 now, that gem. I feel a lot more nimble. So I can kind of like cast like almost like how Death Trap does or whatever, just a little slower because I have to cast Barrage too. But yeah, but I get a much wider coverage, so I don't have to point and click anywhere. I can just cast and run and fill the whole screen. Speaking of which, am I actually at 100% crit chance? I'm at 59 because I took off my air. Am I even close to 100 though? So 69. 89. Where else do I get crit chance at? I just forgot. Oh, I mean, never mind. I forgot. I use concealment, so I crit anyway. I guess I don't care. I just realized that. I'm like, wait a minute. I crit anyway. I just realized, like, oh yeah, I forgot. I got concealment. Who cares? What's the background music right now? Let's see. Lisa from Blackpink. This is K-pop, I think, right now. I say about like maybe 10 to 15% of my playlist is it. 10% roughly. It's K-pop roughly. I got so many genres on my playlist. I actually just added a bunch of ERB to my playlist. Although, like, it's cooler to watch the actual video, like the production video and stuff like that. But I'm a huge fan of ERB. What K-pop group do I like? Oh, several. I just like the production value. Like, they do a phenomenal job of just, like, I guess the groups, I put it that way. Like, you know, those who actually do the, you know, the music itself is just like, yeah, the like, I don't want to say it's unmatched, but they care so much about it. Like you could tell they care about the quality of like the production, that it's just like, it's insane. So like for like stream music and stuff like that, it's a vibe. So like I kind of like a lot of groups. Probably more female groups than male groups, which might surprise some. But like listen, Les Seraphim, I actually like saw them live, which is actually kind of cool. I saw them like not because I went to like go do so, but like I saw them live at like BlizzCon 2 years ago. There's in the mix, yes, yeah. Okay, in the mix. Okay, so you know, so XG is really good. Blackpink. Baby Monster is actually kind of fun to listen to. Not gonna lie. New Jeans have kind of like a teenage girl vibe, but like the production value is so ridiculously good. Stray Kids is very good. Is it Aztec or Aztees or whatever? Male group. There's some others that I really like. Trying to think as I'm as I'm playing. Ace Bomb, I believe. Triple S is good, yeah. Gosh, what's their name? They have this old school hip hop vibe to it, but I can't think of their name. Freaking hell, yeah, it'll come to me. Gosh, I can't. I seriously can't think of the name right now. Yeah, XG always like kind of amazes me. Wait, is this like a Phantom Stronghold? Like literally, it just didn't show up. Like, what's up? What's what's up with that? Oh, that's a bug? Oh, okay. Well, okay. See, NCT. Jenny's actually kind of neat. Not gonna lie, he's cool. Let's see, Stray Kids. I already said that. Itzy. And Hypen, I believe, if I'm like pronouncing that right. EXO. I still can't think of the name of that group. So hold on, if I can get down and go find it. If I see the name, like I don't know. This playlist is ridiculous. Rise is cool too. And Mix, yeah, I got time from them. Meow is actually kind of cool too. Oh, Kiss of Life, that's what it is. Kiss of Life. That's the group I'm about. That has like all that old hip hop feel to it. Kiss of Life. Generally I think their newest album is like literally like 90s hip hop, R&B type like vibe to every one of their songs. It's so fun to listen to, really. Like it almost makes it seem like you're listening to like a 90s R&B song, like, or a 90s hip hop song. when you like listen to the group. It's just yeah. They really catch that vibe. Gregory said you had a great day today. You got to watch one of your sons play a baseball tournament and watch his older brother in a production of Joseph, an amazing technical dream coach. Okay, cool. I used to play. I played baseball for a little bit when I was younger. I won't say I was great at it, but I was an outfielder, and I was really good at catching fly balls. But yeah, I had a very short stint of playing baseball. But I think I was so into basketball that I didn't really focus too much on doing anything more with baseball. You say it's a known bug and it wasn't fixed? Okay. Kind of just want the other helm just for the movement speed, honestly. Crown is better damage wise, but I don't really need it here, honestly. Die rhymes with pop flapper. Yo, this lo-fi rendition of was a Hotline Bling. It just works. So yeah, like what's been like new in the action RPG landscape? I'm pretty sure no one's really kind of talking about Diablo at the moment. I can't imagine we're what going into almost a month into the season roughly. Most people are kind of done. Last Epoch has a Trex build next season, so I can't wait. Since you've been following Last Epoch, what's with the acquisition? Can you go on into more detail about it? What is your opinion? And how do you feel about it? You have an important question for you. What would you do if I met Will Smith? I mean, the same thing I would do with anybody. Just kind of. I mean, is it kind of like are we just kind of like walking past each other, or we're like meeting somewhere or something like that, or I don't know. Like, I mean, I like Will Smith, but like, you know, I'm not gonna. I don't know. Would I do the jazz handshake? Maybe. Actually, maybe. I think like I'm under like the whole guise of like, you know, there are some people that like that like, or actors or like that I like or I'm cool with that I would never want to meet in person. Because usually you learn things about them in person that makes you like have a different perspective of them than you would have normally have had you not had you not met them. So it's kind of like how like the whole statement of like never meet your heroes in a sense or whatever, kind of like that. Not saying that like Will Smith is a hero by any means. That's not where I'm going with that. But it's kind of like there are some people who are just like I like the current perception I have in them, and I kind of just want to leave it at that. I don't want to know any more than what I already know. My sister met him and didn't do the jazz hand. What? Wow. Fail. And she's still your sister? Gotta work on that. I don't mind it. Devs need an injection of cash flow if they want to make seasonal content at the same pace as the bigger devs that have multiple times their budget. Okay. I mean, I do feel like they do need help. If they want to kind of keep up with churning out content, they definitely need help. The only concern is just like, was it Subtractum or sub something or like that? I guess was like suing them for something. There's been some interesting, dealings there with the company that acquired them. So I think that's kind of the concern and worry, I guess. Hopefully that ESG doesn't get caught up in that in a bad way. Because like I really best wishes for them for sure. But you can definitely tell like it's just like with such a small team you kind of you do need the help. Ooh. Bringing it back. Never met die in real life. I'm gonna do the jazz handshake just for the record. Peach, are you still here? Yeah, I got a compass. What we got here? What did I do for my materials? 15. Yeah. So, as much as this movement is like kind of smooth from the dash, pass, ultimate kind of sort of thing, you kind of keep your movement clean, I guess you could say. A part of me kind of hopes they kind of do get rid of that in a sense. Because I feel like any builds that can't do that just automatically falls behind. I think Flurry is the only other one that can kind of somewhat keep up because it has a teleport, sort of thing. But like, I feel like when you have that kind of movement, this isn't too terrible, but I feel like when you kind of have that movement, everything else sort of tends to pale in comparison. Kind of the same thing with like the sorcerer like teleport thing, where like literally they don't like walk or run, they just teleport the entire time. And like, while it might be cool to kind of get to that point, like get your gear at that point, or your efficiency to that point, it kind of like undermines the rest of the gameplay flow of the game. In my opinion, that is. Because either you give every build that, or every other build is just going to suffer because they don't have that. If that makes sense. Especially like, let's say, for instance, combo point builds, right? Like you can't even move like that with combo point builds. And then you also got to build combo points. And then you know what I'm saying? Like everything else starts to really start to look like it's like so far behind. $100K and you couldn't 3 extra Shaco. What were you trying to triple crit, Mr. Mark? I probably missed a Legion at some point somewhere. Let me get my other helm. I guess we can do some pit. That's basically all that's left, right? I still haven't like maxed out all my glyphs yet. Let's re-up on my elixir and stuff. What's the bar? What, 79s, I think? CD. What build are you playing? Mark. My front lawn. I messed up. Is that way too long? That's where your sword? Oh, okay. I actually don't even know how many random rails it takes for me to like kill a pack. Freaking apologetic aspect. Making my life. I'm full on elbows. Okay. But I gotta. Oh, I do have one go to 100. Canny. Let's get her, I guess. Eventually. I'm gonna try to get chain lightning sword. End up getting a 4GA Azarad. Did I do? Trying to get these off in time gets a little rough. And what do I want to gamble for? What do I care about right now? Actually, I don't know. I guess I could use rings. Rings are never a bad thing to gamble for.
See some steel you need. Use it well. Not a bad.
Shame that. Hello, shining beauty.
Another one of those. I'm gonna try for like 4 castle ring and then move on. It's kind of like a just in case. Hit a dead end. And I guess I missed some enemies. I can't. Gotta backtrack. I still don't have a portal. What did I miss? Okay, there we go. Oh, it's a whole enemies over here. With my resistance scale anymore? Nope, sure isn't. Just straight up 75%. Yep. Those maps are pretty bad too. Those maps have been pretty bad. What build is this? Rain of Arrows. Is Piss Shot stronger than Rain of Arrows? They're about the same, honestly. They're pretty much in the same tier. I would say Rain of Arrows has more coverage, but like, if you can get the bounces just right, Pin Shot has a higher ceiling technically, but that's all RNG. I mean, for speed farming, I probably prefer Rain of Arrows just because of the movement, being able to go from like pack to pack and dash permanently. But that's just the benefit of ultimate builds in general. I'm assuming you played Pin Shot since the very early for. Yeah, I think I played so much Pin Shot, like uh when the game launched, and also season 1, that I think I'm just like permanently burnt out of Pin Shot. To be honest with you, I almost think I will almost go as far as to say it's probably no one's played more Pin Shot than I have during that time frame, because everybody was playing TB. Like so much TB. How did they get with Heartseeker? Um, I didn't do any pushing. But I mean, mathematically, it's capable of clearing like a 98 roughly at like the highest end. But like, I'm never really one who really cares about the pit push part of things. But yeah, I mean, Heartseeker's still very fun to play in T4, and also speed farm. It's actually one of Woody Joe's favorite builds to play right now, or was one of Woody Joe's favorite builds to play on Rogue. And I agree. Oh, come on. That was unfortunate. You were kind of high on the trick shot mechanics back then. Yeah, I was. The game also played different back then too, though. That's the thing. Like the gameplay itself feels different now than it did then. Things you used to care about, you don't care about now. This was a bad run on my part. So Reinforce isn't really viable for barrage build just because you can get a better bow with cold clip. It's because it has nothing to do with barrage build per se. It's just everything right now on Rogue is Azarath related. So if you're not playing ultimate build, you're practically playing Azarath. Because core skills in general are just not that great. TB is kind of the exception kind of to the rule. But yeah, barrage like Windforce doesn't really do much for Azarath builds. That's why. And traditional barrage like DPS, like damage barrage, just isn't good this season at all whatsoever. That's the reason why Windforce is not a thing. Yeah. Windforce in the bubble is actually a good weapon. Like if barrage itself was strong, like the actual core skill itself was strong, then you definitely would be using Windforce. It's just that Azarath pretty much takes over all the builds right now. Wish the Heartseeker had more AoE with Victimize, play Lunging Strike, and it feels so much better. Fair. I did wish the Victimize proc was a little stronger. It's great when leveling. Like it's amazing leveling, and then like in T1, the Victimize proc, since you can't scale it, it just falls off a cliff. Renovero did over 300 billion last season. Now hits for like 10 billion maybe. I mean, there's been some like 50 or 60 bills hits that I get on the high end when like all the buffs are active. But what happened? Every like Rogue got their key passives capped basically. So I don't know if you've been following the patch at all this season or like the season patches or whatever, but like all of our key passives got capped. So we no longer can scale them a lot higher than we used to. So like our damage numbers as a whole has dropped. Like DT drop. I mean, everything kind of like fell on Rogue. That's the reason why Azarath builds are so good this season, is because Azarath didn't get touched. So ironically, Rogue's got nerfed some like quite a bit as a class, including clone builds, that Azarath became like the best thing for the class. Which is kind of crazy when you think about it. Mouse is the only good thing from Windforce. Oh, no. He was talking about Barrage. But yeah, I mean Windforce, like I said, as a unique item, it's actually good. It's just yeah, it's just that core skills suck right now. That's all. Okay, so the Rogue got the Barb now. Actually, we're weaker than the Barb in general. But every class did get hit though. Like Rogues aren't the only class that got hit with nerfs. But I think we felt our nerfs more than the other classes for sure. And Spiritborn kind of got mostly buffs across the board. I don't disagree with the caps, I'll put it that way. Like, I actually don't mind the caps being there. I don't mind some of the things that they did do to clone and things. What I do mind is not compensating us for, you know, for what happened to the design decisions that they made. And most of it has to do with our core skills, or you know, not really great at all. Like they're bad. They're pretty awful. And precision key passive is also pretty awful right now. Combo points is in a very bad state. Inner sight is irrelevant. Once those things kind of get addressed, we'll probably see some cool things on Rogue. But in the meantime, we are. Yeah. Oh, he really. Let's get ready to say. Let's see. I'm like torn between like which pit to like do, because it's like I know like 79 is technically the XP experience standard if you can do it fast enough, but there's not like enough resistance to keep me from not being bored as hell doing them over and over again. Like literally when everything is like a literal one shot, and I don't have to try. Like I can only do but so many of these. Whereas like 85s, I kind of have to, you know, do my rotation right. Otherwise, they become unstoppable, and so I have to actually, you know, play the game a little bit. Oh man, really? That was bad. Yeah, I guess wish the XP curve was a bit better to give you a reason to do slightly longer pits. I guess like maybe they try to if there's a benchmark where it's like okay, sure you can choose to do like maybe a 4 minute pit or something for XP, or you could choose to do like a minute and a half pit, maybe 10 pits below or something like that and get a similar amount of XP, and you can kind of just choose the way you want to grind versus it being like the way it is right now. D3 did that better. I mean, it wasn't great either in D3, but D3 did that a little better. Yeah. Like there were times where like I can do like a 3.5 minute GR as long as I do it high enough to compete with someone doing like a minute and a half, 2 minute GR, like as long as I do it like 10, 15 GRs ahead, like above it or something like that. So yeah, I understand that 100%. It's also my number one reason not to play meta builds, especially at the start of the season. Game becomes too trivia too fast. Yeah, it's just like I just I can't just do these over and over. Yeah, this movement, like I said, like I don't know, man. I don't know how they're gonna get like they would get rid of the movement without like getting rid of how the ultimate skills work the way they do. I don't know. But then again, like I said, like Swerk has a similar problem, and you try to take that away, they would eat you for breakfast. They'd be real mad. But it trivializes everything else they do, though. That's the thing. But you try to remove it to give more options and stuff, or other ways to do things, and they will not have it. Where am I going? Or you play Hellties and fell asleep while doing it? Probably not just streaming. I haven't played Hellties in a long time, actually. I don't think I even touched Hellties this season, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure if I did a single Helltide this season. I gotta fix that link. I swear. I keep saying I'm gonna do it, and then I don't do it. Hold on. There you go, Prince. That's what that is. Lead through gamer, what's going on, man? What should I level up? Still trying to do Headhunter, huh? Sword and Spirit and just press spacebar. If y'all have an easier time with job. I mean, maybe. Oh, I forgot to re-up on my whatchamacallit though. I think too at the same time I have to kind of like press the. I got more buttons to press than like a traditional like DT player, right? I gotta press concealment and barrage and then random of arrows after every dash. So I got like 3 times the amount of buttons to push than like a, you know, than like DT. So I can kind of do a similar movement, but I got 3 times the amount of buttons to press to do it. I'm also not trusting my damage either. Like how many random arrows do I actually really need? Because a Pagic, I don't know like what stacks I'm at. So like, is that gonna be enough to mollywop the wave or not? It's just my damage is delayed because it's waves. I kind of have to kind of stick around for like another second longer to see if that wave hit hard enough for me to be like, all right, I can move on. So it's kind of like a science to it in a sense. There's a new Heartseeker build. What's the new Heartseeker build? I haven't played in like a week and a half, so what's the new thing? Cold with Wolves? Sounds like normal Heartseeker. Or the one that I did earlier in the season. Uses the gem. What is the gem? Wolves is a rune, right? What is the gem or what is the jewel? I'm looking at it right now. No, this looks exactly how I have it on Max Troll. Like literally almost like even exactly where the aspects land. Yeah, this isn't new. Yeah, this isn't new. This is how I had it like day one. Yeah, and then you use Seth for the wolves to help you prop Pain Gorgeous gloves. Yeah, that's been on Max Troll for a few weeks now. Heartseeker is your favorite build? Yeah, you should just bookmark the one I do on Maxwell. I update it every season, and I make sure I give extra care to that because I know it's a popular build, and it's also one of my favorites. Of course, you know that, right? But yeah, I played Heartseeker quite a bit this season, earlier on. Yeah, actually, do exclamation mark build. Actually, if you do exclamation mark build, it links you straight to the Maxwell guide of that. Yeah, but the wolves was my thing. I kind of yeah, I had that in the planner like 4 or 5 days before the season even came out. I got that from Beat Dropper. Try for just a blade and have a lead back. Not much better from melee. There's news that some Azure now use wolves too as well. Does wolves actually proc the so the wolves proc the Azurath thing? What's the lucky hit? What's the lucky hit chance of the wolves though? Is it like based off of your summons or like you or is it? Yeah, so I know the wolves have lucky hit chance for sure. Because they proc the victimized stuff for Heartseeker as well. I just don't know how much it is. He's modding on Dash ICD. Yeah, I've been trying TB. The progression seems cooler than Spiritborn. Cool. TB is one of those I say legendary core skills on Rogue. It will always have like a place in people's hearts just because of the way, just because of the design of the skill itself. Always. Are you doing poison, Kenshi? I think I get what you're saying with flurry now. It saves me one button. Press with the flurry. Yeah. I know like with rain, like in order for me to get that movement with Rain of Arrows, like I have to do so much. It looks like I'm not doing a lot, right? But like the reality is like I dash, and then I have to cast rain and then barrage and then dash again. Sorry, dash, concealment, rain, then barrage, then dash. Concealment, rain, barrage, dash. Concealment, rain, barrage, dash. Like it's like in that order, those four skills in that order as I'm moving. Except for dash, the TV stuff. I mean, no comment. They just said you swap and twisted and haven't looked back. Much better not being melee. Yeah, so Heartseeker you can actually play at range this season, which is actually really cool. I'm glad that we can do that again with Victimize.
Nick Thornton raided my stream with 2 viewers.
Nick
Yo,
with the
dark
raid.
side. We just got raided,
Sorry,
son.
Can't do the dance, but
You know how we do.
appreciate
Drop
the
my
rating,
new
man.
beat for these new viewers.
How's it going, sir? Can't find the whatchamacallit.
Got Sheezy. Out.
Appreciate you, man. How's it? How have you been? Okay, so I can't do 2 casts or random rails. I think 4 casts is where it's at on the elites to be on the safe side. Because I get a low roll on the Apagic or whatever. Dead end. Baby rain. All good, man. You don't need a dance. I like doing a dance though. I just happen to be in the pit when you're ready to end, so still kicking as usual. All good. I've been sick for like about a week and a half, so I literally just came back to streaming like today after not streaming since like last Tuesday. Not this past Tuesday, but the Tuesday before that. I don't know. I like to play Poison TB. So season 2, bro. Everybody in the mama was like a Poison TB player, like season 0, 1, and 2. More so season 0 and 1. Season 2, you kind of had like a mix, different builds, but yeah. People just remember how broken Poison imbuement was. Or how bugged it was, I'll put it that way. To be honest with you though, like if those bugs didn't exist, I don't think people would have played TV back then. Realistically speaking. Because it would have been, it definitely would have been weaker than like, let's say Rapid Fire or Flurry Rapid Fire or Headshot. Didn't core damage also boosted PI? It did, and then they nerfed it, but then they left the bug in there for like 2 more seasons for some reason, like the original bug. it had a very interesting track record. It was bugged for so long that people kind of got mad at me for calling it a bug still, or TV being bug still. I was like, oh, those bugged. They would have fixed it by now, and it took them 4 seasons to fix it. You finally get some rogue love. It depends on what you. Depends on what your idea of rogue love is. I feel like we got more options to play with for speed farming and regular content. But if you're like if you're an avid pit pusher, and you care about how high you can go versus other classes, then rogue is literally at the bottom. Literally at the bottom. Versus other classes. But in terms of interclass balance, I guess you could say in terms of pit is concerned, it's actually not that bad. There are quite a few rogue builds that are pretty close to each other, which is actually kind of decent for pit balance in terms of the interclass balance. But for the other classes, yeah, you'll cry. Like we're worse than barbs. Not gonna lie, Peacher. Part of me actually do miss the bugged what was it? The bugged precision, the precision bug where you can literally any skill could proc or could stack precision as long as you crit. So like alternating between flurry and like random arrows and like kind of going through like that was actually kind of neat. I can technically still do it now, but like I think being able to get out of melee range is the problem though at that point. Because then I can't rotate once I'm so like movement wise, sure, but like I will lose all my distant multipliers or whatever from the amulet and the dead eye. But I can technically do it. Wait, did I try to upgrade my glyphs or no? I don't think I did. So pit aside, what's best rogue build for solo play? Well, if you don't care about the pit pushing, you have many options really. For T4, I mean, you can. I did upgrade. You have plenty of options. Pin shot's really good. DT is phenomenal. Rain of Rails has a great cover, so that's also very good. Flurry is flat, fast, and good as well. At that point, it's just kind of whatever you like to play. The basic builds like Invigorated Strike and Heartseeker are also very good. So I mean, you have a lot of options if pit pushing is not on your radar.
I forge
Yeah.
more than horseshoes and nails. What you need?
So I mean, T4 is really not a high bar. You know what I mean? Like, Zero Rapid is not bad. Have you played Rapid Fire this season so far? That's the one skill I have not played this season yet because it's got some issues, mainly the ring. But I mean, I think it'll be fine in T4. But I think you have to like really invest in it for it to be fine in T4. But I did tell myself I was gonna like build it and do stuff with it, but I think Blizzard kind of really made me mad because like Rapid Fire was like my favorite rogue skill, and it's like been down the toilet for like seasons, the past 3 or 4 seasons. Still on first row this season. It's just playing P. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Of course, skills are kind of made for us. Yeah. Alright. I think I'm done with Pit. I'm bored of Pit. Let's get some more materials, I guess. Project Stronghold, sure.
I'm with you, friend.
That really makes no sense and nuke the aspect. I don't really like. I never really liked the ring to begin with, but the ring is bugged as well. So it's been bugged for like 2 seasons now. Actually probably longer than that. I didn't catch the bug until last season. So I don't know how long it's been bugged, to be honest. These open season 10 will buff him. I don't know when they're gonna do the core skill, or show love to all core skills like they did the basic attack skills. I do hope they do a better job at that, because the basic attack love end up coming with some nerfs in the back end, which depends on the class, ended up being either worse or better than it was. Like for Druid, Earthspike ended up doing like pretty well with the changes. But not all skills got so lucky in that. What am I doing? I wonder if I can just like fill the bar out without ever doing any of the events. Because I have such a wide coverage, can I just kill mobs and just go? And then get the shrines for extra mobs to spawn. It looks like it works that way, actually. Yeah, I guess I could. Unless the loot is different or something. Yeah, sure. I'll do the rest. But yeah, Peach, I do hope for some core skill buffs. Or I hope the core skill buffs come next season. I'll put it that way. I'm hoping we don't have to wait until like the end of the year for that. But I also guess the weird thing about that too as well, I feel like ultimate skills are in a very strange spot on road. Because the moment that core skills start to become a little better, then you have no reason to use ultimates at all. So you go from like using the ultimates because they're just a better core skill basically, to not using them at all because they're not better than the core skill that you can also spam. But in order for ultimates to feel good again, once core skills are buffed to where they're strong enough to use, then all the ultimate skills have to be good enough to want to use in windows versus being, spam, which requires them to kind of like rethink how they want to approach ultimate skills. Right? Because the moment that you spamming a core skill becomes better than spamming an ultimate skill, then you won't touch the death trap again, in a sense, right? In like a generalistic sense. In the majority of cases. So playing Drew felt great for reasons, but also skills have certain uniques and aspects, and not using any generic ones. Yeah, we're pretty much chock full of generic modifiers. Rogue. Ultimate's going wild because buff every skill in the road. Yeah. I mean, I know people would probably vastly disagree with my thoughts on what ultimates should be, but like, really, the way ultimates play right now on road don't really feel like ultimate skills. They just feel like beefier core skills that we can spam. And from a design decision, that's bad eventually. Because again, the moment that your core skill becomes better than your ultimate skill in terms of being able to spam, then your ultimate skill is no longer ultimate anymore because it's weaker than the core skill. So now what design space does the ultimate skill take up at that point? Well, that means that the ultimate skill has to be kind of what it was before, where it's like, yeah, it's got a pretty significant cooldown. Or some cooldown, but when you use it, it just like smacks Thanos. You know what I mean? Like it needs to have it kind of needs to have that effect when it happens, right? But it doesn't need to be spammed, right? But when you do use it like once, I don't know, every 10 seconds or 15 seconds, it needs to feel like an actual like super move of some sort for it to have like importance. Otherwise, we have to, spam it in order for it to have relevance like we do now. And I feel like that's not good. Because then we have the, seasonal builds, right? Where, at one point it was basic builds that were the thing. Then it was core skills are the things. Then it was ultimates that were a thing for a bit. Then shadow clone being the thing, and then it's just gonna shift again. And ultimates are gonna be bad. And then we're gonna complain why are ultimates bad once core skills get buffed, and the cycle continues. He does experimenting on Flurry. All the cores will probably have the same treatment soon. Flurry still has that attack speed bug thing, right? Like how big of a deal is that? Not saying that they would like that will get fixed. I'm sure they know about it. I'm just wondering if they've really care at this point. But yeah, I think Flurry's been the underdog for so long that I think they really did try to like spend time giving some attention to Flurry, because since the beginning of D4, Flurry's been kind of like underappreciated by, well, the player base as well as the what's felt like the devs as well. So it kind of makes sense to see as much love kind of being thrown its way. But still kind of sad to see that Azarath still is the top way to play it, regardless, which was just kind of a oof. But we got core stuff coming though. Should I hide it with the helm? Ah, okay. Actually didn't think about it like that. Oh, they took a look in passes like make victimize decent or CQC and take a look into specialization. But I don't know, every patch and suspension has been thrown to rogue. I will say, well, yeah, okay, I can see that.
Greetings. How shall I guide my hammer?
Devs definitely could have been nicer to us. I'll put it that way.
Well, hello, shining. Not a bad shame that. Go one more. Hello, shame that. Hello, not a bad pull that.
Have I saved this layout? To override it. I don't even have the bow for this anymore. What did I do with my invigorating strike stuff? Do I still have it? Oh yeah, that's right. I tried to change it out for some stuff. That's what I did. I didn't think I'd be playing much of it this season. Yep, that's exactly what happened to that build. It was actually the Dex one. The one I like triple crit on the Dex. I tried to change it to something different. Yeah, temporary something different. So I ended up ruining that bow. That's what that was. I remember now. Who's responsible for balance? I mean, it's definitely not a one-man job. It's a team. Say, but you want to play Flare with the helmet compared to the other uniques that they add as a joke. Honestly, not. I wouldn't even say that. I mean, the helm, like the Flurry helm, is actually good. It's actually better than the other uniques. So, and then they buffed it, but the problem isn't really the helm, but more so that Azarath right now is just a stronger option than the core skills without the Azarath weapon. But the new helm is actually like good with Dark Dance though. Like, if you build for it correctly, it's actually like good. Definitely one person for rogue and another per. Oh, you mean like per class? I mean, I would assume that every class has like a dev, like a specific dev, like kind of assigned to them. I feel like it gets shifted because you can kind of tell the focus gets changed often, like what they tend to want to buff, I guess, or want to focus on. Oh, without dark dance is better. Why is that the case? Out of curiosity. You sacrifice to make dance work. Okay. But the helmet's better than like the unique and mythic straight. Did I get that part right? Outside of Azarath builds, of course. If there is, I'm sure it's not a specific dev for Rogue. I don't know. I feel like Rogue is like. I also feel like that's for Necro too, but like I feel like Rogue is not finished. It just was not finished. I feel like they had an idea of how they want to try to make this whole hybrid thing work out, and they just didn't finish. It feels kind of incomplete, in my opinion. I have no like proof or whatever. You can call it a conspiracy theory if you want, but that's just kind of what I feel like. I just feel like it's just like, you know, there were some things they wanted to do. I guess they had some ideas of how they wanted to connect some things, and then they just never finished. And I feel like some of the stuff that gets forced upon us, you know, with aspects or things that people never asked for, is them trying to complete the complete the archetypes that just didn't exist when they were supposed to. But again, that's you know, I don't have any evidence of that. Adam Jackson was playing it, and well, it pushed him to go to Riot Games. I wonder how he's doing over there, actually. Like for serious.
Hello.
I wonder if he's doing alright. Did I finally have to get all the Dex nodes here? I may or may not have. No, I didn't. Missing one. Okay, and then everything else is what? Health. Yuck. I like what they did with the defense mechanics on Rogue on the X pack, but then we're just waiting for something to bug to get on meta. I guess that's fair too. I don't like all the conditional stuff on Rogue. All this like, okay, who whispered me? Yeah, all this like conditional stuff. Unstable elixirs is, you know, you have to use a potion to deal damage, and ironically, we need to use that potion to stun, so we can also get trick attacks to happen, without having to use an animation like, you know, smoke grenade or whatever to happen. We got Balestra, which is, you know, we have to dodge. You have to roll to get the buff. Roll to get the buff, pop a potion to get a buff, stun or daze him to get a buff, which we don't really have a 2 too big of whatever's for that dash for chance buff. Then you got a slew of different damage buffs like smoke grenade, and then now poison trap if you're using an elemental build, try to fit that in there too. I feel like there's just a lot of conditional do this, then that, then this, then that, then this, then that, and then you still do the worst damage in the game. Like, no, it's kind of annoying. I definitely don't mind pushing a lot of buttons. I love pushing buttons, rotations, and all stuff like that. But like when it looks like I'm like, when it looks out of place, just to get a buff, where it's like, oh man, I'm in my correct place right now, but I need to make sure I dodge, I evade to get this buff before doing whatever. It just kind of looks silly and feels silly at the end of the day. And that's kind of annoying. Gen Z, what's going on? Yeah, that's me. What's up? Kimiko, what's happening? Appreciate the follow. Oh man. All right. Well, I did say I was gonna do a short stream today, so that is what happened. That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna stay true to it today. So I think we did the D. Wait a minute. Did I miss the Legion? I did. Wow. I'm bad. Let's hit up the den real quick, and then we'll call it. Wait, I got more? Oh, I don't. No, I don't. Go to the den and get some materials. Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, I've been mostly kind of under the weather. Been sick for the past like week and a half. But I do think going forward, I might, kind of take it kind of easy for streaming, just because I got, well, I did percussion camp all this week, but I got band camp the next 2 weeks, so it's gonna be really long days. Oh, why'd I buy all this? I'm not paying attention. Yeah, I got real long days coming ahead. So streaming will be a little bit more on the slim side, but I won't take nearly as long of a hiatus as before. Usually I only do that when I'm like really sick, like if I'm really not feeling well. But
Pimiku raided my stream with 35
Pimiku
viewers.
with
Dark
the raid.
side. We just got raided, son.
Where my glasses at?
You know how we do.
No.
Drop my new beat for these new viewers.
I'm about to catch mid dance. Sorry, sir.
Got Sheezy out.
Give me that with the sub. Appreciate you. How you doing? How's it going? I know it's been a bit. Is it this shout out? How's it going? I actually haven't played in like a week and a half, so like I literally was like, how do I Diablo again? How I play game again. So we didn't really do much. I just did some random activities for stuff. Nothing crazy. No theory crafting or anything this stream, which is actually a little new, but alright, let's see. Alright, so I got 1,700 Forgotten Souls. Got decent amount of OBD still. Not too bad. Guess I can start min-maxing pretty soon. You view that as a 7 a.m. for you? Oh man. So my computer conveniently just crashed. Oh, that's not cool. That's awful. I was actually getting ready to go myself, to be honest with you. I did say I was gonna do a short stream. But actually wait, what was that? Yeah. Cause I wasn't feeling well for like a week and a half. I had like a stomach issue. So and I couldn't figure out what it was. I still don't know what it was per se, but these antibiotics actually antibiotics, probiotics, and all of the otics that were thrown at me by the second doctor seems to be doing a trick. So he just showed a gear. It's really not that impressive, to be honest with you. It's really not. Some pieces are actually okay, but my masterworkers need work. Need some serious work, actually. Amulet's good. But everything else, like the ring is kind of meh. Both swords are meh. The masterworks on both swords are also meh. Does it mean that less GA drops overall, or is it because you're in T3 and not T4? Honestly, the GAs have been a little more generous than before, but they did say that there'll be more GAs or more potential chances of a GA dropping at the higher torments. So or tiers, I guess you could say. So torment 4, T4, you'll get more GAs that way. You're not finding any of the runes that you want or the unique gem recipes just not happening for you. Have you been doing nightmare dungeons a lot or no? What key passive? Victimize. Have you seen it? Have you seen this in action yet, Tim? I'm talking to a guy on YouTube. All good. I'll come by and say hi. So mission accomplished. Well, I appreciate you. Thank you. I have no idea where to put the rest of the points at, except for like literally. Probably just throw some more points into some more decks. Actually, a lot of health I'm missing here. I don't care. They get beat with the mouse key passive for extra initial damage hit. I mean, it's just basically a multiplier, a 75%. So once the victimized explosion hits a target, they take 75% increased damage as a multiplier. So it's kind of like a debuff, kind of, sort of, but for yourself. Any legendary gear? Nah. At this point, it's just, honestly, it's just kind of playing for the sake of playing. I don't have anything else I'm really trying to do. I think I will mess around with some combo point stuff. Not because I think it's good, but because I need to showcase how bad it is so I can get proper feedback. It's kind of really the thought. Speaking of which, when it comes to, so the thing I really do need to talk about them is that combo points. So like, what hurts combo points, honestly, I won't say the most, but what hurts combo points big time right now is the Cax rune. The Cax rune really hurts combo points because it's hard to really take advantage of Cax with combo points, as it is for any of the other builds. And so since Cax is literally, if you can do it correctly, 100% multiplier. So if a combo points where you're building combo points to be able to get a big burst damage, and you cannot get that 100% multiplier from Cax, like the best you're gonna be able to do is probably like maybe 50% if you try to go Neo with it. Then like you're losing damage for trying to do combo points to build up to the big damage stuff because of a rune that's just so easily accessible on other builds. Do you test key passive with non-physical damage and without Hakan? I played with all the key passives this season. And yeah, I know about the alchemical advantage random arrows. You can do that too. With poison. But it's bad for speed farming. It's bad for anything besides pit pushing. And since I don't pit push at all, then I'm not gonna build. I'm not gonna build into that in like a serious way. I might do like another few more pissing, then I'll go to bed. Just because I did get rated into. I'll show some gameplay. I think that'd be fair.
Hello.
I'm with you, friend.
Really? Did I get the low roll of that? Probably did. Janet, I know, right? Old school. I really hate Apologics so much. The passion. I don't know. I said I was gonna do a few pits, but I can't stomach any more pits. I think I'm done. I think I am done. But what's tomorrow? Sunday? Uh can't promise I'll actually be on tomorrow. But I definitely won't take a week and a half off before streaming again. Because I'm actually feeling a bit better. I'm just gonna be very busy the next couple of weeks with the school stuff. So who to go to? There's been to them before. Red Rank Muppet. Sure. I have no idea who this is, but we'll hit him up. This feels like a long time. Like I guess it's because I haven't streamed in a while. Like the 2.5 hours feels like it's been a long time. When in reality, like before 2.5 hours, be like, oh, I like just got started. But I guess maybe I just have to get back into the groove of things. But yeah, I don't know. I think. I mean, I'll still be playing some Diablo here, but I need to figure out what the games I really want to play because we got like a whole another month or some change before PTR drops. Maybe about a month, roughly ish. I'm guessing the end of August we'll probably have a PTR to play. So until then, it's kind of like, you know, chill mode, and then figuring out like a second game to play as well or a third game to play. But we'll figure it out. I'm just glad to be back and being able to talk to you guys again. I did miss kind of having the crew out to talk to. Let's say give Red, was it Red Rank Muppet is his name. Show him some love, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.